You're in the middle of class and your phone goes off. You don't think much of it because it's just one text message. Then it goes off again and again. Finally, on the third text, you decide to pick it up. And it's a good thing you did because you had to take care of something urgent. But within the matter of 2 minutes, you took care of it and you're back on track and ready for class. Let's rewind a little bit. You walk into class and you put your phone in the basket in the front of the room. You then go and you do today's assignment and the homework assignment. So now you're bored and you just sit there and wait for class to end. Finally, it's the end of class and you get your phone back. 6 missed calls and 10 text messages. Of course, the sub counted you absent by accident. Your mom is worried sick. You text her back really quickly, telling her that you're okay, but it didn't stop her from worrying. This is why all that could have been avoided if you could have just sent a simple text. This is why I'm here to persuade you on why phones should not be banned from schools. Phones should not be banned due to the fact that they're good tools for schoolwork, it is beneficial to keep them near, and they're good to use in emergency situations. They're a distraction to students. Some may argue that students spend way more time with their noses in their phones instead of learning. Okay, Karen, I would argue that more students know when to put their phones down than those who don't. Powering on to our first point, which is why phones are better tools to use in schoolwork. With a simple click of a button, I can easily look up unfamiliar words, use Google Translate, or check an email at any time, anywhere. And I can do this anywhere because it's portable, unlike the computer, which takes a lot of space. The phone also provides more apps than a computer does. Some of the apps that the phone provides are brain booster games, which not only serves as a calculator, but also can serve as taking simple math steps and equations and turning them into a fun learning experience. Duolingo is the perfect app if you want to learn any new language. Not only is it fun, but all you have to do is listen and practice. And Daily Random Fact app is a way that takes learning a new fact every day fun. That's crazy. But one app that sticks out mostly to me, and I know to many of you, is the Calendar app. This app is not only good for scheduling events, but it also is good for scheduling due dates on homework assignments, and it'll help you know when to study for a test or exam. The phone is also easier to use in school, but I don't have to tell you that, because according to the Los Angeles Times, students actually prefer to do their homework on their phone than on their computer. It is much easier to do essays, PowerPoints, and videos on a phone than it is on a computer outside and inside of school. Charging on to our next point, which is why it is more beneficial to keep them near. Say you forget your lunch, sports gear, or homework assignments, with a simple text, you can easily text your parent and ask them to bring it. That reduces the stress on the child and on the parent. And if a child forgets their cleats for soccer and they don't have a car to simply drive home, that adds way more stress on the student because now they're worried not only about missing practice, but now they don't have a ride home because their parents can't pick them up until after practice that they now can't attend. And if a student is worried more about finding a ride home than what they're learning in class, it is no surprise that their grades are going to start slipping. According to the Rutgers University, when a phone was used on a daily assignment, it did not affect their daily assignment grade, but did affect their overall grade by 5%. However, the computer does significantly more damage. When a computer is used in school, it does not affect their daily grades, but will affect their final grade by 10%. So maybe phones aren't the problem at all. Turning up the volume to our next point, which is why phones are good to use in emergency situations. Schools have many things like lockdowns, fire drills, and holds. If a student isn't allowed to have their phones in class, then they can't send a text to their parents saying that they're okay. This adds more stress to the child and to the parent. This also adds more stress onto schools because they're getting many phone calls asking if their kid's all right or not. There are many horrible things that take place in America, but one of those big things is 9/11. After 9/11, the reassurance in family members went up a lot, and that's okay. But if a student doesn't have their phone, they can't give or receive the needed reassurance from their family members. The Pew Research Center says that over half of their surveyors said that when they had their phones in an emergency situation, it helped a tremendous amount. A phone can make all the difference in a situation. As we power down this speech, I would like to remind y'all what we talked about today. First, we talked about why they're good tools for schoolwork. We then talked about why it's beneficial to keep them near. And finally, we talked about why phones are good to use in emergency situations. I hope you enjoyed picturing why phones should not be banned in schools. Thank you.